Welcome to Politics and Business Television News Analysis. Many thanks for joining us at this time. You're watching news analysis live on Politics and Business TV. The headlines. Rivers crisis, Wike camp heads for courts as Fubara swears in newly elected local government chairman. Naira for crude 3 refineries plan premium motor spirits production. Dangote awaits Nigeria National Petroleum Company supply. And police arrest 20-year-old for killing hunter in Ogun. Details coming up shortly. Welcome back. My name is Amina Idris. Now the news in full. The Rivers State People's Democratic Party and the All Progressive Congress factions on Sunday rejected the conduct and outcome of the local government elections, stating that no election was held in the state on Saturday. The Rivers PDP, loyal to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, described the poll as an exercise in futility, vowing to challenge it in courts. The Wike camp said this as the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara swore in the newly elected council chairman of the 23 local government areas of the state. The exercise was held on Sunday at the Executive Council Chamber of the Government House in Port Harcourt, the state's capital, as after the chairman were issued certificates of return by the chairman of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, Adolphus Enebeli. The Saturday council, marred by explosions and gunfire, was won by the Action People's Party, which secured 22 out of 23 chairmanship positions, while the Action Alliance candidate won 1 seat. The APP also won 314 out of the 319 councillorship seats in the 23 local government areas in the states. The exercise was complicated by the ongoing power struggle between the Fubara and its predecessor, Wike. After losing control of the PDP to Wike, Fubara supporters switched to the APP, securing chairmanship positions in their local government areas. And now let's move on to oil matters, where the Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited may begin the supply of crude oil in Naira to the Dangote Petroleum Refinery this week, following the announcement by the federal government that the Naira for crude deal has commenced. Also, following the promise by the government, three more refineries are getting set to start the production of premium motor spirits, otherwise known as petrol. The 3 refineries include the 11,000 barrels per day capacity Aradel refinery in Rivers State, the 20,000 capacity Clear Gold refinery in Delta State, and 12,000 capacity Ezekiel in Bayelsa. This came as officials at the $20 billion Dangote refinery in Lagos and operators of other domestic refineries confirmed on Sunday that though the deal for crude supply in Naira has commenced, the commodity is expected to hit the biggest refinery in Africa this week. On Saturday, the federal government said it had commenced the sales of crude oil and other refined products in Naira. The Federal Ministry of Finance disclosed this in a post on its X handle. Reacting to this on Sunday, officials at the Dangote refinery commended the move by the government and expressed hope that the commodity would arrive the plant this week, barring any unforeseen circumstances. And now a 20-year-old man identified as Faisal Audu has been arrested by the Ogun State Police Command in connection with the alleged murder of a hunter named Sahid Agwoleshi in the Shagamu area. It was reported on Monday that officers from the Shagamu Police Division made the arrest on Sunday. According to the state's command spokesperson, Omolola Odutola Agwoleshi had reportedly gone night hunting around 9 p.m. on October 5th, 2024, but did not return home. It was learned that the victim's disappearance prompted his family and the Hunters Association to launch a frantic search for his whereabouts. Odutola informed journalists that the suspect the suspect involved in the Hunter's disappearance was apprehended by officers of the Ibafu Police Command along with the Hunter's phone and motorcycle. This is news analysis coming to you live on Politics and Business TV. Still to come. 2027 Labour Party welcomes Kwankwaso's offer to be OP's running mate. Details coming up after the break. It's good to know you're still with us, and this is news analysis coming to you live on Politics and Business TV. Now let's head on to Politics Matters, where the Labour Party on Sunday welcomed the offer by the new Nigeria People's Party presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, to be running mate to Labour Party's Peter Obi in the 2027 presidential election. Kwankwaso, in a recent viral post, indicated his willingness to serve as running mate to the former Labour Party presidential flag bearer barely 2 years after talks between both parties went south. It was reported that the LP and the NNP had considered a merger ahead of the 2023 general elections, but the inability of either Obi or Kwankwaso to concede the leadership collapsed the heightened move. The former governor of Kano State, who spoke in Hausa, expressed his readiness via a circulated video on his official account, provided certain conditions are met. Kwankwaso, who acknowledged his rising political profile, stated that he is bigger than Peter Obi politically. He is his elder brother. He is a PhD holder. He performed better than him when he was the governor of his state. He has no problem with deputizing for Peter Obi, but only if certain conditions are met. He further expressed the possibility of engaging in meaningful discussions with Obi, noting that he is willing to engage in discussions provided that trust is established. And now to sports, where Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag remains under intense pressure after the club's 0-0 draw against Aston Villa on Sunday, leaving the team 14th in the Premier League table. With only one win in their last 5 matches, the Reds' lackluster performance has raised serious concerns about the Dutchman's future at Old Trafford. Following a 3-3 Europa League draw at Porto, where United surrendered a 2-0 lead and a devastating 3-0 home loss to Tottenham Hotspur, the club's hierarchy is reportedly considering a managerial change. According to ESPN, in a post last week Monday, Ten Hag is under immense pressure following the home defeat to Spurs. Manchester Evening News reports Monday that former Bayern Munich boss Thomas Tuchel is being lined up to potentially replace Ten Hag if the club decides to part ways with him. A crucial meeting is set to take place in London on Tuesday, where Manchester United officials will discuss Ten Hag's future amid the club's poor start to the season. And now the residents of Ondo Town who were affected by the flood in the community on Sunday called on the state government and other interventionist agencies to assist them in cushioning the effects of the flood. Property worth millions of naira were destroyed by the flood, which hit some parts of the town on Friday. It was gathered that the incident occurred in the ancient city after a downpour that lasted for several hours on the fateful day. Some of the areas affected include Itanla, Oka, Odo Ijomu, Akure Ondo Expressway, and Ife Road, among others. According to an eyewitness who spoke on the condition of anonymity, many houses and vehicles in the affected streets were submerged by the flood, sending more residents out of their houses. However, there was no loss of life in the incident. One of the victims, who identified herself as Mrs. Ayodeji, said the flood hit her shop and damaged some of her worse and appeal to the state government for assistance. Still, you're watching news analysis live on Politics and Business TV. Nigeria loans on lending apps rise to 7.5 trillion naira in 2024. Join us shortly to discuss this with our guests. Welcome back. The Central Bank of Nigeria says the number of approved digital lenders in the country has surged by 79.77% since April 2023, reflecting the rising credit appetite among Nigerians. This, the Apex Bank revealed, has coincided with a 329.28% year-on-year increase in personal loans to 7.52 trillion naira in March 2024. Data from the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission indicates that the number of digital lenders grew to 311 in September 2024 from 173 in April 2023, indicating a 79.77% rise over the period. The FCCPC registers digital lenders under a limited interim regulatory registration framework and guidelines for digital lending 2022, which governs the digital lending space and ensures that registration and approval are prerequisites for companies seeking to operate. The FCCPC has two approval categories for lenders: full approval and conditional approval. The number of fully approved lenders grew to 269 from 119, while conditional approvals decreased to 42 from 54 from April 2023 to September 2024. Additionally, 14 lenders on the FCCPC's list were approved directly by the CBN. Now, let me invite our guest for today, Sir Yusuf Aliyu, our in-house economist, to take us through this topic. Good afternoon to you, Sir Yusuf Aliyu.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Nigeria.
So I'll begin by asking, the high lending has reflected the rising credit appetite among Nigerians, and this is largely in response to the economic struggle. As from an economist's perspective, we want to know the implication of this on an already struggling economy.
In all struggling economies, consumers are fighting with their level of purchasing power. And once that purchasing power is being eroded by inflation, the higher the number of consumers that will be relatively seeking for financial intervention through financial institutions. Before now, individuals are to go for overdraft in their account. Individuals have to follow a lot of procedure before they access a certain financial advantage, either through their workplace or through any other formal arrangement. But with the advent of internet banking, it has made it more easier and more approachable to access loan without leaving your comfort zone. And this also, with the desire of obtaining maximum profit, a lot of investment is no longer going on. And that is why today you find a very serious rise in the appetite for such type of loans that are available as a result of internet banking facilities.
I'm with you.
Yeah, That's the first point. The second point is a situation where not only the purchasing power, but because of the rising population and rising cost of living. So no matter what, the system has provided an opportunity, but the opportunity presently is not favorable for the consumer group, especially when you check the amount of risk that is involved and also the colossal loss that these institutions may likely to suffer in the event of advancing this kind of facilities. So it's a trend which the central bank has to check. It's a trend which government bodies, especially to check the excess facilities, which is making workers to become more unproductive, because most of the people that are borrowing, they must have an attachment to a workplace, and that is why you find a lot of them today in a very distressful situation.
Okay, so it seems as though the digital lenders improved access to credit for more grappling with working economic conditions. Is there more to it, or they are just trying to help people survive the hardship? I mean, like they increase the access to lending, to credit, the digital lenders. Are they trying to help Nigerians, or there's more to it for them than meets the eye?
You see, they are out for quick money syndrome. They are also looking, because most of these online digital banking assets are on high percentage rate, and in some cases are highly maneuvered. And at the same time also, they are incapacitating most of the patronizers, because if you access 500,000 before you liquidate the 500,000, if you reach certain percentage, they still offer you a window.
Yes.
If they are more comfortable with your payment strategy, they offer you a window. So you decline savings, and that's why many Nigerians cannot save. But if under normal situation, a consumer will consume basic necessities. But because of this opportunity, many consumers are ending up in a financial distress, and which is causing a lot of financial embarrassment in their working place. You have already discounted some of your savings for current consumption. So the facility managers, the asset managers are only targeting high profit yielding loans, which are very, very harmful to the consumers. But because people are distressed, and because of the easier access to the facility, they are becoming comfortable on the short run, but in the long run, they are becoming in a very distressed manner. And like I said, they are all financially embarrassed. You are financially embarrassed when you don't have any saving opportunity. Once you are always tied down to certain funds which are going to be deducted even without your consent. In some cases, they over-deduct consciously. And these are some of the trend that is causing a lot of financial disharmony as far as the living condition of many individuals are concerned.
Yeah, but then we all every day by day needs come up that we have to meet up with. So they might not have any other choice or any other way to go to.
No. I mean, I understand this concept. I understand the concept. If you are tied down to one loan facility, there is opportunity for another one. So there is no way you have multiple liabilities being surrounded at a point. It's very, very inconvenient as far as that is concerned.
I'm with you.
No, I said it's a situation where You are tied down to company A, long company B. You have multiple. That is not an opportunity. It is
So,
an
are you trying to
exploitation.
say we should not explore other loan apps? We should stick to one?
No, not only sticking to one. There are windows to bring certain stability to individual, but at the end, because we don't have good orientation with regard to these windows, we overuse them.
Yes.
It is not an opportunity for us to have money all the time, because there are a lot of windows that you can access money.
Yes.
What is important is for you to understand the current liability that you are having and how to solve them. So, and they are giving that as an opportunity. The only thing also that is also required is to look at the charges, the compound interest associated with this kind of borrowing. There is a situation where they must mandate you to access certain limit of funds. It's not good.
So,
A situation where
in a nutshell, you're trying to say Nigerians are being reluctant because they have access to these loans, and they are not even bothered to look at the disadvantages, like from other aspects of it.
yeah, because it has come to us, and the aggressive advert. You know what causes this is aggressive adverts
Okay.
from this institution because of internet facility.
Yes.
That aggressive advert will convince people who doesn't have orientation on how to manage them. There is level at which you access money. Even the bank itself has certain limit, and that is why even you see control from the central bank. If central bank will control the liquidity of the bank, it means a lot. So when central bank is trying to use other monetary windows to reduce money in circulation, the bank is not looking at this kind of windows where people are accessing trillions of naira, and it's being circulated every minute, every second. And that is why sometimes if we are speaking about monetary tools that is being used by the central bank, that they should look for other opportunities to control money supply, not just merely looking at the as monetary tools windows between bank and central banks.
So quickly, talking about Nigerians being reluctant on lending money. So, what's your take on these online lenders? Is it helping? Is it helping us, or it's because in some situations we see that some people lend money and they refuse to pay. We have so many of that cases at hand. Some lend money and on the long run they refuse to pay. They change their numbers, they change their accounts and all that. So, do you think this online borrowing, online lending of money is helping us or it's diminishing us?
See.
Are you with us?
Yeah, I say this online internet banking system is a very good development. But what is required, there is need for the regulatory agencies to checkmate the excesses of consumers and the excesses of the lenders, so as to stabilize money supply and stabilize inflation. There is no way an individual will be owing several online loan organizations different kinds of money, and he doesn't have multiple sources of money. You cannot be consuming what you don't achieve. You consume what you achieve.
But so, then how do you think they can catch up with these people? Because some Nigerians can be very smart when it comes to things like this. They can open different accounts for different purposes. Maybe the account they used to borrow from bank A will not be the one they will use to borrow from bank B. So it's very hard to trace their expenses, their spendings, and what they're doing with their accounts sometimes.
Look, with bank verification number, you can streamline all consumers. Okay. There is an identity. So there should be limit at which an individual can borrow based on his income, based on his own productivity. It's not good for, let me give you a government worker who is earning 70,000 naira to have an opportunity to borrow 500 naira, 500,000 naira from multiple, at least 5 loan agencies.
Yes, yes.
Because there is a rule that establishes that one of the conditions that you can sack a staff member is when he is financially embarrassed.
Okay.
Anybody who can borrow above 2/3, do you understand? Above two-third of his income is financially embarrassed. So there is need to at least reorient the lenders, reorient the consumers, and then to bring certain control measures scientifically
exactly.
that can regulate this so that people can be stable. The reason why they are absconding and changing is because they are financially embarrassed, and that is what they are always being protected not to go. Yes. You have to be contented in a situation where it becomes definitely very serious to have certain some consideration should be given.
Yes,
but not merely allowing it to be so free that at the end of the day, half of the consumers will be under financial embarrassment.
Exactly.
It's not good for the consumers, it's not good for the economy, and it is not good even for the lenders.
Yeah. So quickly, let's take a look at the digital lenders. You know, in 2023 to now, from 2023 to now, their number has increased by 60%. What should we expect out of this?
It's already on a high side, and it's showing that people's income as a result of inflation is being deflated, and people cannot cope with the present condition. So part of the measures that are very significant is for the monetary authorities to control inflation. If you control inflation, the inflation will make many people to be on a deficit, and if they are on deficit, any available source they will go to it. So maintaining stable prices in the economy, which is a responsibility of the central bank, which is also responsible of fiscal authorities, should be carefully administered so that we can have a balanced economic system where people will be more comfortable. Not all these consumers are willing to go and borrow. And for those on the surplus end, people are not taking their funds to banks again. People are taking it to loan agencies, because that is where you have a guarantee, because their interest charges is very, very is on the high side. Yes. And therefore they are recovering their money. No matter the loss, they will still make very huge profit, and most of these profit are not translated, and taxes are not being removed. So there is need for government to generate more money from these loan agencies. If you now quantify how much they are making every quarter based on the loans disbursement, you realize that if you can tax their profit, you get more money.
Exactly. So due to time factor, we love to stop the program here for today. Thank you for always joining us on the program, Sayusha Aliyu.
Thank you very much, Amina.
And that has been Sayusha Aliyu, our in-house economics. That will be the size of our program for today. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to always come back for more trending news on politics, business, and much more. My name is Amina Idris. Bye for now.